Welcome to this week's episode of Fanservice,
This is
everyone.
where we all have pre-show shenanigans. We're professionals.
This is your only live weekly geek field trip into the world of pop culture, and it kicks off our Fanboy TV block party on Thursdays. We've had way too much fun just getting to this point, just so you know. And so we've got a great story for you because Video Game Month is continuing today as we look into eSports. But first, our introductions. I am your host, Gavin Stone, kind of the founder of this whole insanity field here. Quit making me laugh. And back in the studio with us.
Hi guys, I'm Harley.
I like how you say it all girly. Like, oh my god, guys, I'm Harley.
Oh
You can follow me on Instagram.
You know
You
she
tweet
is
my
a girl,
face.
right?
It's a you tweet my face.
You tweet my
You
face.
tweet my
You
face.
tweet my face.
I don't even understand what that means.
I will tell you later.
Good. And
You do realize
The
she's a
forever
girl.
crying and giggling Jeffrey. Hi, guys.
Who's also girly.
and last but not least,
Hi guys, I'm Pocky D, and my TP's on cooldown.
who?
What?
What about your TP room from
It's
Monhole?
on cooldown.
I heard something about
I-
a tiki room.
I heard
and my
tiki.
TP.
I heard
My TP's on cooldown, guys.
I don't even know what we're on today. Like,
It's an esports thing. They know what I'm doing.
It's been a day for all
yeah,
of us.
Mike. We have Mike Matt is going to be our guest today again because he's
I was
fucking
supposed to
freaking
say
awesome.
that.
I almost cussed.
I know. I was like, bad.
Welcome to fan service, everyone.
Welcome to Fanservice because we had an episode where I just lost it and Eddie was counting because he was still prime time, and they made up for everyone that I did. They did two. Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
So yeah, today we were talking about the rising world
Of esports and where it's going. And so
And if some people are like, "Hey, didn't you guys do this episode a couple months ago?"
that was
We
what
did.
is esports.
What
Yeah,
is
what
We
esports?
is-
did that.
Because I had a lot of questions, but now we're going to talk about where it's going because apparently it's big business.
Oh,
Huge business.
yeah, we keep trying to convince him it's huge business. He's like, "You don't know." I'm like, "We do
Yeah.
know."
So, like we like to do with every episode, it's time to kick off with our news of the week. And I'm excited because there is a Pacific Rim board game coming. I love that movie. And an RPG. I laugh because it's done by the company that did Labyrinth and the My Little Pony role-playing game. Which
Oh
Which
my-
I own.
I
Why?
had no
Because I
idea.
like My Little Pony.
do you role-play as ponies around and collect apples and crap because there's nothing happening in the show?
I
except
had-
friendship.
I had no idea there was a My Little
Sir.
Pony.
Either did I, but I read the press
Oh,
release and I was
yeah.
like, Pacific Rim board game? I am sold. As long as it's better than Godzilla Kaiju Battle,
Oh,
because
good
that
God.
game sucked. Rodian doesn't even stand up in that game. That's horrible.
I have to say this is I've actually seen the My Little Pony game because someone brought it to a convention.
Sure, they
It's
brought it to
actually-
the convention.
Did
He
you
owns it
play?
too.
The
No,
RPG collector, he's like, I must be a completionist.
No, because it's not Savage Worlds, so I don't care.
There's probably Savage Worlds My Little Pony.
There is,
Probably.
and there's a
And there's a
Savage
fighting game.
Worlds post-apocalyptic Scooby-Doo series. So
Yeah, they talked about that. So I'm excited because they're massively merchandising this. So hopefully it'll be really big. And because we saw the first one like 5 times in the first.
and the
week.
sequel's coming out soon.
Yeah, so that's what it is. There's bringing all this new merchandising in.
Of
Talking
course, she's
about-
gonna make the money.
Talking about merchandising, in a brilliant move, Secret Hitler released an expansion pack of the Trump administration this week. You could buy it as a $5 expansion, and you can be Secret Hitler Trump, apparently. Like, I want to buy the game now. Like, I know Riley has it, and I've
Just
seen
to
it.
get it.
But there's a Trump pack of all the people in his cabinet.
I've played this game.
Yes.
I personally kind of just don't like the title of it, but when they came out with the Trump administration edition, I was like, all right with this game now. Let's
It's
go.
like
Let's go for
$5
it,
You
guys.
have a problem with Hitler, but you don't have a problem with Trump.
No,
They're
it
they
just
aren't the same person?
Yeah, right. That's what I was pointing
when you
out.
have other friends.
And
who
that,
are-
my friends, is about as political as we get on this show. Trust me.
Anyways, moving on.
I just thought that was a genius move on their part. Like,
Very. It was
genius.
Yes.
especially with everything going on right now. Perfect.
Yes.
So the other fun news is Nicholas Myers, who was the writer of the original Khan movie and a bunch of stuff for the new Star Trek Discovery, is working on a secret Star Trek project, but they don't know what it is. He says it's not a comic, it's not a game. So that leaves TV and film, but he's already writing Discovery. So people are now speculating Star Trek is going to do a Star Wars Day to do offshoot movies.
You have no idea how happy I am right now.
Like, that is probably the biggest Star Trek
I
news of
can
the
tell.
week.
I can't.
Like, everybody has gone back guano crazy trying to figure out Khan's writer is back. He's on Discovery, but he's doing something else. Everyone's trying to
And he
guess.
doesn't have to deal with William Shatner's ego.
What's wrong with ego, Pocky?
I bet William Shatner's coming back just to annoy him.
Yeah, he's going to be like, no, you can't do this without me.
No.
No, I am
There's some
William
stories
Shatner.
apparently floating around about him and Shatner having a.
So, other news, Disney opened their Avatar Land, and everyone thought, who cares?
Love it.
Apparently, everybody gives a damn.
Yes, we
Like,
do.
they've sold out of all the merchandise. Lines
Yep.
are wrapping through the park. They say it's the best attraction they've had in forever and a day.
It's amazing.
People are mad because they can't buy the little shoulder anymore because they're sold out for months.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were not expecting this much fun, which proves people still care about that. I like the movie a lot. Yeah, it's done with unobtainium, and it's not the world's most original story, but it's fun to
But
watch.
it's
Wait,
very
wait.
good.
How do we do this? Oh, yeah, that's right.
You're not get a room, you two.
You know what?
Seriously.
You know what? I
There's-
thought Barbarella had better. Yeah, I'm just saying.
But you know what? It's
Barbarella
interesting
was better.
to see
Yeah.
how they managed to do something that no one before it opened cared about, but then they go to it and they see how it's been done, and it literally recreates the world, going like gangbusters.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
sad
And-
because I was gonna get me one of those. They have the Avatar babies,
Oh yes,
and I was gonna get one when we went, and they don't have them anymore.
Aw.
yeah.
They might
literally
be back
but-
by December.
Everything got sold out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there might be
That's
one by December.
insane. But yeah, it's like people they're saying like when you walk through the islands
It's
are actually they're
amazing.
literally
Yeah, they're
floating.
floating. They're amazing.
And it's just like, how did they do it? It's beautiful. I want to go. I want to
So
go.
I'm
So
excited to go
bad.
because
Go
I
with
liked
me.
Avatar, but I like being able to say, hey, people actually still care.
That's
Except
awesome.
Pocky because he
Pocky
likes
doesn't like blue
Barbarella.
Barbarella's
There's
got
nothing
amazing
wrong with
costumes.
Barbarella.
Okay, Barbarella is
We
so
all
70s.
attacked you.
But
All right.
costumes.
Let's do
Last-
the Jane Fonda.
But not least, in news stories, how bizarre is this? There is a Kickstarter or something for a flailing arm
Wacky
two
flailing
man
arm guy.
fighting game where you have to use
No,
because
no,
you
it's
can't
out.
move,
You're wacky flame
but you
arm
can
guy.
customize them
Yes.
and you use the wind to fight. Like
Yeah.
who's like?
Have you not watched footage of this?
I
have
yes,
not
I have.
seen it.
Okay, so you know what? Inflatable, like
Yeah,
move
I-
like,
inflatable
okay, now
arm
move like that. Now I'm
Okay.
gonna attack you.
Yeah,
I
and
see
they
that.
use, like balloon weapons.
Yeah,
and, like
they beat
literally.
each other.
What is it?
And the
It is
levels-
I will send you the
genius.
link. It
And
is
the,
All
amazing.
right.
and the stages are like a used car lot, a gym.
Yeah, like
a
it is
gym.
genius. Whoever
Well-
thought of this, I hope they make money hand over fist because finally a fighting game anybody can play.
Wacky
We-
inflatable arm guy.
We
Until-
haven't.
until-
I haven't seen this yet, so we'll record my
Until the Final
reaction
Fantasy,
to see what
until the Final
happens.
Fantasy fighting game, that will be awesome.
Final Fantasy wacky inflatable arm guy.
Cloud.
His hair-
I'm
his hair-
emo.
His hair alone will
My
not
hair
allow that to
defies all
happen.
gravity.
So yes,
Oh my gosh.
that's been our really fun look at this week's fun news.
Yes.
We're gonna forever be doing this.
Wacky inflatable arm guy.
That's gonna be
Welcome
our new
to
intro to the
Fanservice.
show.
Welcome to
Welcome to Fanservice.
We gotta do that at the beginning of the next episode.
I actually happen to
We
know
have our studio crew
somebody
members
that
right now
has
just
a
doing
wacky
it.
inflatable arm guy costume.
Okay, we
can
may have
make
to have
this
them come
happen.
in and like reenact a fight for this. Okay,
What just
so
happened?
it's time to get into this week's Geek versus Geek, which I have to preface this because I've been preaching the gospel of Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare for
He
years.
will not literally
He has
shut
started
up.
a cult here at
And
Fanservice, by the
now
way.
everyone's joining in finally, and they're
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 making me
seeing
go home and play this game.
how much fun this game is. So
Oh my gosh.
to honor that, and to honor the one who brought them to it, our Geek versus Geek is Plants vs Zombies. Which side will actually win in the end? So here's our Geek Week versus Geek right after this. Hey everyone, welcome to Geek vs. Geek, our weekly debate where we pit two of our own geeky hosts against each other in mostly absurd topics. Mostly. This week in honor of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, we're taking Plants vs. Zombies because this game is amazing. If you don't play it, you should. We have a club called Gardeners and Graveyards on Xbox, and everyone just has so much fun. But I want to see how this is going to play out because I got two junkies with me. So first is Jeffrey.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeffrey, and I'll be representing plants.
Why plants?
Because they're amazing. They're mutated plants that get to roam around. You could be a corn, you could be a space orange. There's all sorts of things to it. It's awesome. And you got DaveBot 3000.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And defending the zombies.
Hi guys, it's Harley.
Why zombies?
Zombies are adorable.
Yeah,
They
they are
eat
pretty
people,
adorable in this game.
They eat plants, and they have cute costumes.
They do. All the costumes in the game are amazing. So, this is how the game works. They each get 1 minute opening, 1 minute rebuttal to argue the other opponent's, opening arguments, then 1 minute closing. Then I got to decide at the end who wins. This is going to be really hard because I love both freaking sides of this game. I have almost every character open, and it drives me crazy because I come up with new characters, and they have, the basic 5. So, we're going to start with Jeffrey. Your 1 minute starts now.
Okay, I chose plants because, well, think about it. You got the plants. You are in this little backyard place. The house is built underneath a giant tree that Dave bought 3,000, which is made out of a TV, shopping cart, little antenna, everything, with the head of a human head. And he says the most outrageous things to you. Okay, so you got all these plants. You could be a corn. You could be like a little corn starch little thing. You could be a space orange. There's a chomper. Chompers are really neat. They're like those little things from Mario's, to where, they come out of the tube and snap you. Well, you can dig around underground. You can go ahead and eat the zombies, and it's cool, kind of cute little thing. I love it. And you can also get to be like this rose of magic powers and everything. Who does not want to be plants? I mean, come on. Zombies are really great and all, but plants. It's not every day you get to be a space orange.
All right, Space Orange. You haven't even explored the whole zombie lineup yet because there's a space scientist.
Just wait.
Zombies.
All right, your 1 minute to opening argument for zombies starts now.
The world is a space orange. I played the first 2 games. I have no clue. But space oranges? And they're stealing characters from Mario? Come on. But hey, zombies, man, all they want to do is eat your brains. They still are eating the plants. And your little pea shooter can't do anything against my
Never
zombie
fighting
man.
words here.
Your little pea shooter ain't worth it. But zombies, man, they have adorable little costumes. They're, like Gavin said, there is a space scientist zombie, and he is the cutest thing ever. And then they have guns and flamethrowers, man. Zombies.
You done?
I'm done.
All right. She got to the point. They got
Hey.
costumes, they got guns, and yes, you can customize the guns on the zombie side, so you can open skins and stuff. But you're right, the space zombie shoots moon rocks. It's
You
just
know-
fun.
I was watching a video of this because it was just shh.
All right, 1 minute rebuttal. Your minute starts now, Jeffrey.
Okay, pea shooter can't do anything. Hello, we have a cactus that's a sniper that can snipe you from my base all the way to your base. Your zombies constantly talk about brains, brains, brains. Plants don't have the brains that they crave, so why are they attacking us anyways? It's ridiculous. But you know what? Yeah, your space rock is really great, but I got a big giant slab of butter that I can launch from the sky and blow you all to smithereens. It is fantastic and
Butter.
wonderful. Yes. And the best thing that the
Go
plants
play
don't
this.
get, us plant roses can turn you guys into goats. Goats. And then you just become this pathetic little ramming
Zombie
speed
goats.
thing. Zombie goats. That's what you get. That's right there.
get zombie
And the
goats.
best thing, we also got sunflowers that get the heal, and these giant sunflowers that are like these happy-go-lucky little
10
spring
seconds.
things. And then they just show you the ray of sunshine, and they will burn you down to where you came. So
You're
yeah.
out of time. All right, Harley. I don't know how you're going to be able to handle this one because they got what plants crave, apparently.
Zombie goats.
Zombie goats. I have a feeling you probably looked up the wrong game for this one. This is a little unfair, but you got to still go on. You got to rebuke the plants.
Zombie goats are amazing.
Your minute starts now.
Zombie goats. This is seriously all I'm going to be on the rest of the night. Is zombie goats. Thanks, Jeffrey.
There's also giant zombie goats.
Yes.
Zombie goats that still eat plants because goats eat plants. Seriously, who would have thought of that? That was a really bad idea for them. Because goats are vegetarians.
I take it you're going to be done with this round.
I did
She's done. You broke Harley.
it again. Zombie goats.
Do we even need a closing at this point?
Okay, we're going to bypass the closing because I think
Give me a high five anyway.
Zombie goats.
I think sheer ludicrous enough, the plants win this one because we broke her with confidence. The winner!
This is what happens when you pick an Xbox game and a PlayStation gamer.
It's on PlayStation 2.
But I play RPGs.
Oh my
Either
god.
way-
JRPG.
Anyways, she came up prepared for this one. She was thinking of the phone game.
I was like,
You guys had this whole plan. I was so excited. She comes with, I played the one on the phone.
actually, technically, I played the one on the computer.
Oh, it's the same thing. Anyways, Plants win. Jeffrey next week. But yes.
They're making me don't worry, they're gonna make me go play this game later.
Download the Xbox. Come join us.
Oh
and
my
you'll
gosh,
see.
that was great.
I will turn you to a goat as often as you want.
Do it! So many goats.
So, if you are on Xbox, come and join us as we play online. Look for Slate, that's my gamer tag.
Or Jinx or Major.
Put you in our group, and I mean, literally, there's always someone playing this game. It's okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Zombie goats!
That's been it for this edition of Geek vs. Geek. We'll be right back after this, where Pocky and Jeffrey are going to be talking with our special guest about where esports are going. Right after this.
Hey everyone, welcome back. And so we're going to be talking about our esports. Last week we had Michael Meaden on the show, and now we have you back. And we have our host, Pocky.
I am the host.
You are a
And
host.
that's Mike.
Yeah.
So esports, for those who don't know, let me explain esports real fast. It is not electronic sport like insurance thing. That is wrong. We're not an insurance group.
You know, that's not the first time someone's actually thought esports was like an insurance
Yes.
corporation.
What it is basically gaming taken as a sport at this point.
To a competitive level.
To a competitive level, and we're going to talk about a lot of layers what that actually means.
But first, how did esports come to be a thing? Like, how this is just grown from something so small and just like friends playing in a warehouse, and then
I
bam?
remember in the 90s with fighting games at the arcades. So it's always kind of been there, but I think with the advent of Twitch and things like that, where it's now a viewable,
Oh yeah.
it's really just kind of blown up and become a thing. Counter-Strike was probably the first big...
I remember
gaming.
playing Counter-Strike with my brother and a bunch of his friends back in the day. And
StarCraft as well.
Yeah, StarCraft.
Really big
That's
in
mine.
Korea.
I think it also is that you forgot about like QuakeCon and stuff.
Absolutely.
Quake. Oh, that was probably one of the.
QuakeCon
that was-
is still going.
Quake's still out there, yeah.
We have QuakeCon, we have Evo. I mean, we have.
It's been around a long time.
It's been around for a long time. I just think now, like you said, with Twitch, with now Mix, which used to be Beam,
Yeah.
it's now
And
viewable.
traditional television picking
Traditional,
it up
yeah.
with TBS and whatnot, holding
Yeah.
Street Fighter, ESPN, and
Oh yeah,
such. So
it's getting big.
it is. It's getting recognized.
So what kind of games are you looking forward to being like this upcoming up for like esports and everything? You know, you have all these games you could play. You could play Overwatch. You could play
Sure.
League of Legends and such. Like, which one's your like most favorite out of all those?
For me, it's the new genre, the Battle Royale, which H1Z1 is right now the most dominant as far as the esport market goes. But really, it's 100 people or teams of 4 dropping in on parachutes, and they have to find their guns and their equipment, and it's the last man standing. kind
Yeah,
of
they
thing.
start off
So,
naked.
Yeah, you basically start with nothing, and
wow.
then there's the game there's a concentric ring that begins to take place, and it forces the action by forcing the players to have to move into those spaces. So
Yeah, and
I
that's
think
also-
it's going to really start picking up steam.
Yeah, because I know that's like the number 4 game on Twitch at any given
Yeah.
point in time. Yeah, there's cars and stuff. If you wanted to know what video game version of like Battle Royale High School or
Yes.
or Mockingbird, that's it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
right
Hunger
there.
Games.
It's Hunger Games is a thing.
Absolutely.
My favorite is the first person shooters. Those are insane. Also that or the fighting games, because watching those guys, it's like watching professional boxing at that point.
Right now, especially at that surface level, when it's hard to look at some of the more complex games and really understand if you're not a player already on what's going on. Where a fighting game, 2 people fighting, the last one standing is kind of winning. Same thing with the BR genre, the Battle Royale genre. So I'm with you. The fighting games, I think they're also easier to view right
Yeah.
now.
So there's a lot of fighting games and everything out there. Do you think there's a lot of game developers now starting to make a lot of new game titles to be more esports friendly, so they can hopefully get their product out there?
Not
and
even
such?
esports friendly. They're making esports titles now. I mean, Amazon Game Studios is doing that with Breakaway and whatnot. So that is their goal. That is what they're trying to create, is new digital sports, whether it's a football or Rocket League, which made soccer, but you use cars that have, jetpacks on them, basically.
Exactly.
If you've not played that one, I think you would enjoy that.
Oh,
one.
Rocket League's a blast. For
Rocket
anybody.
League. I'll
Yeah.
definitely.
Great
I
game.
think
I'll get Gavin to start playing it with me.
a lot
We'll
of
see where
fun.
we go from
I
there.
think also I've noticed with some of them is I always talk about the bubbles and whatnot, but those ones, for every Rocket League, I think there were like 8 Rocket League clones. You could tell which one was the innovator and which one knew how to treat its customers well.
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, you could make 100 MOBAs. There were oh god, so many MOBAs, and now it's it sounded really 5 or 6 of them, but those are the ones who knew how to treat their customers well
Yeah.
and be competitive.
Grew it and did
Yeah.
something correct in that process.
Yes.
So,
Dota.
no question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to any of the esports conventions
I
and
have.
such?
DreamHack here in Austin
DreamHack.
is a big one.
And that's is that coming up soon or?
It just passed.
That's
This
right.
month.
That one just passed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's,
I've never been to it. So how is that? How was your experience at
They're
that
incredible.
convention?
And that's really the big thing right now, is how to get the person watching to want to go to the event and to be and participate in that. And it's a lot of fun. It's
that's
a party.
that's what I did. I went ahead and I was watching the live streams and such they had going on. I was like, oh my gosh! And I had a bunch of my friends there.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I could have gone to this,
Yeah.
but it's all right. I'm looking forward to next year.
Absolutely.
Because
And
QuakeCon as well. is
QuakeCon,
another
QuakeCon.
one to go to.
QuakeCon versus Keith, PAX, all the PAXs, PAX South, PAX East, PAX West, PAX Prime, PAX Australia, PAX in Hades.
There's a lot of
I know,
PAX
there's
out
PAX out there. I think I have a question, which is, when do you feel that esports will start infecting the schools?
Well, it already has.
Yeah.
I mean, universities are giving scholarships that are equal to a traditional football scholarship for League of Legends players.
I think,
and full boat. I mean, covering everything. So
I think University of Texas actually has that at UT
they're
over at
starting
Longhorns.
it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. I mean, Blizzard and Riot are now supporting college rank series events. So it's absolutely doing that.
I really especially like how esports has taken the gaming, the gaming industry and put them into more of an educational type thing to help them with.
Well, there's
they're-
coaching. And,
Oh, yeah,
and it's a
it's-
full-time job. I mean, it
is.
I know it sounds fun and all that, but you're playing the same game, and you're not getting to choose who you want to be every time. You're,
Right.
It's no different than the effort that a wide receiver or shortstop or somebody in a traditional sport. I call them athletes.
Athletes.
They're not athletes; they're athletes, and they need to train just as hard. And there's
Exactly.
analytics and everything, and studying your opponents. It's no different.
And
And,
I
now they're
think-
starting to get those support
And those
groups
athletes
around.
are constantly having to change because
Absolutely.
games will come out with patches and whatnot. I made the joke that they moved the hitbox on DOA
Yeah.
by a quarter of a frame. We're not even talking about a full frame, and they were freaking out, and Evo was about to happen, and some of the high ranking players were like, well, this changes everything.
It can.
Or when Evo happens, or when QuakeCon or what happens, and all of a sudden a bottom tier character takes the championship, and it's well, now every bracket, everything we've considered standard is broken. I mean, when Zangief took the championship that first year, when I forgot who it was, took Zangief and beat everybody. Zangief was a low tier character. He wasn't, because he's slow and he has grappling moves and everyone can break grapple, but he took it, and all of a sudden it's well, here's all the strategies, here's everything we come up with.
Yeah.
Thump. Okay, now we have to start from scratch.
Yeah, but that's what's fun about it.
Yes.
Is that from season to season, it can evolve a little bit, and what you knew from one character can be changed. And the developers are very careful to make sure that they're not doing anything too dramatic for change's sake. I mean, there is
Exactly,
reason
making a
for
character
it.
that's way overpowered versus another
or
character.
adding more viable options by leveling out characters through that balance process, because that's really what makes it good. Is the more options they have, then the more strategies and combinations can come into play, which adds diversity to team makeup and what you get to view on screen.
Do you feel that esports also allows a wider variety of people to come in? Like with Evo and QuakeCon, you will get players who can't speak English because they're from Brazil or they're from Japan or China. And it's not a bad thing, but I mean, literally, it's esports more than any sports at all except for I think maybe baseball. It's like it's one of those sports like it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. You know how to play this game. Let's get it on.
Well, didn't with the sports now and everything, wasn't it? I think I was reading something about it was like 27 million viewers now, and it was bigger than I think it was like the
League of Legends last grand finals was 27 million viewers at its highest point, and that was on Twitch.
Yeah, and that was on Twitch. But like any live streaming, no matter like big time was I think it was the Cubs
The
game.
seventh game,
48.
The seventh game of the the World Series of the Cubs was 40 million viewers, and that's the highest viewing count they've had since 1991, and I think that was the Braves. And that shows you how big the sports is. That's just League of Legends. That's not Hearthstone. That's not the fighting game tournaments.
Hockey NHL playoffs are going on,
right.
And eSport tournaments are drawing more viewers,
exactly,
or equal to, and that's pretty incredible when you consider that hockey is the fourth, sport.
And sorry, no, keep going.
I think to your first point of more inclusive, games are global. Where
right.
Exactly.
American football, you grow up in America and you have access to it. Other countries don't. So I think that's part of it.
Well, that's why I say baseball, because baseball is like one of the other.
What do you think about so with the gaming developers and everything? A lot of it is primarily is in America, then also in Eastern Asia and such like that. To where do you think it's a bit of a handicap where we get to play those games first versus any other country?
Most
and such
releases
like that?
are global at this time.
Exactly,
or very very narrow margin of gap between one region getting access to another.
And at this point, a lot of them, particularly if they are the diehards, like Luffy, who is a huge Arc System Works player. He plays Guilty Gear very, very religiously.
Mm-hmm.
He imports his game,
Yep.
so he won't wait for Brazil because that's where Luffy's from. He won't wait.
Region-free system.
He'll play a region-free system because you can't have that handicap.
Yeah.
And they're pretty hardcore about it. So,
but it's pretty common to see global releases now.
Exactly.
The industry's kind of normal.
And then you were speaking about the language barriers and such like that. The one thing I really like is that I think a lot with the gaming industry, there's been there's like you could select certain languages, and sometimes not all the games come in a language that you might speak.
No,
and now with I think this has helped with just technology in general, but now there's like these language interpreting little devices that you can have put in your ear, and you can understand what it's saying. And I think that's helping a lot with the gaming industry as well.
Last game I worked on, it was a 20-hour dialogue-heavy game, and members of the community were offering to localize it to their language, whether that was in Turkey or whatnot. So
exactly.
You'd be surprised how many people just want to help get a game into their region in their native language. So communities are really stepping up.
I think it's also the fact that there's certain phrases that are just now because of the esports community that are universal. You can hear GG.
Yes.
Like you'll hear a guy who may not speak GG, but he knows that means good game. Yeah. May have been translated for him, but he's telling you good game.
Over time, absolutely.
I really like where the gaming industry is going with all that. They're wanting to help out other regions, different, breaking that language barrier. They're wanting to get their game out to more people and such that don't really have access, so there's no handicap. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, with the World Series and stuff all coming into play and conventions, I think it's just amazing.
Well, it's awesome.
Brilliant.
We're also already seeing that. Trying to remember what sports team just bought an esports team. There's an sports team that
there's a lot.
But I mean recently. We're just trying to think of recently. Yeah, you're right. There's
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, Golden State Warriors.
Cloud9 or one of the top teams.
Yeah, they just bought Cloud9.
Their investment group now owns one of them. But the NBA and 2K Sports have just partnered up where I believe 17 NBA teams are now going to have an esports team that's branded to their NBA team that will compete in the NBA 2K.
And also from around the world.
That's a big investment that really legitimizes, and those are the kinds of things where you're not just seeing hardware manufacturer sponsors and whatnot, but Coca-Cola, Visa, large national and global brands are really starting to embrace it, and it's on the cusp of being a billion-dollar industry. Right?
And with that, of course, we have to talk about a little bit of the growing pains we've already seen. Huge, of course. I mean, I'm not discouraging. I'm just saying, any industry is going to have its growing pains,
especially at the pace that it's growing.
Right, and I don't think anyone saw it growing this fast, but when Twitch and Beam happened, and a couple of other streaming services, even YouTube, it's It's like no, you know, what used to be like only in Dallas is now
Exactly.
a worldwide viewing
So
event.
Twitch became the accelerator.
Yeah, I
Right.
just actually started going into Beam. I was looking at that, and it seems like Beam's taking off more than Twitch
You mean
is.
Mixer?
Mixer.
Mixer,
It's
that's
called-
what it is. Thank you.
It used to
Sorry.
be called Mixer, yeah. It's called
Okay,
Mixer
all
now.
right, got it. Got it.
To be fair, that's only a week ago. A week ago it changed.
I
so.
think it's
Got
going to
it.
do well. I mean, having Microsoft behind it and really pushing for it, I think they realize what they need to do to compete in that field. And competition's good. I think it's going to push Twitch to do better and only drive the competition. So.
Do you see that with all the esports happening, with all the games that are moving forward? Do you see? I guess the best way to put it is an official esports straight up like organization ahead. Like how the NFL, the NBA, and they all have their council. They have their
Right.
guys who make those rules. I mean, I know that like not League of Legends, that StarCraft has rules.
Well, the game, basically the game developer,
Right.
or the publisher of that game is
Right.
generally that head of the table, and whether that's Riot or Blizzard or Electronic Arts for the FIFA, Capcom, but there is organization structure is just now starting to really form, and whether that's representation for the players, like a players association and things like that. That's what I mean by at the breakneck speed that it's moving. Some people have stubbed their toes or different parts, but
Exactly.
it's starting to get more concrete. It's gaining people that have experience, whether that's from ESPN or from talent agencies that are starting to recognize and, again, legitimize a lot of what's happening. So,
Do you think? All right, so we got like our Xbox, we got our PlayStations out here, Nintendo, and Wii, and
PC.
everything else like that. Do you think there's going to be another gaming console, completely different altogether, that might be coming out soon, maybe, with esports rising up and such with the gaming industry?
I'm curious to see what VR can introduce into esports. I think that's an element that does actually elevate the experience. It's how does that get broadcasted and what those games might be. Because VR is really, I don't want to say infancy,
Yeah.
but let's say it's a toddler that's just kind of stumbling around, still learning how to walk. So
I would also say maybe the Steam box, if they could have.
And Steam, yeah.
The Steam box would have worked a little bit better on promoting itself, or would work a little bit better promoting itself. I could see it being the if you want it to do a esport, like you want to go to an event and have it. I mean, the Steam machines are literally like this big. So, do you see that do you see esports itself being the driving force behind people going after certain consoles that they are now going to have to worry about?
it's
It's like, hey, we need to make sure that our esports lineup, like Sony has to worry about their esports lineup, the games that they're going to get versus like Microsoft, so that way that they can get those people. To
they
join them.
should.
They should.
I think what Sony's done is they've got a full dedicated esports channel now on their PlayStation TV.
I know.
So I think that's important and certainly a dedicated move on their part. I think they partnered with ESL on that. But really, from a developer standpoint, you want to release on as many platforms as you can. It would take a serious financial commitment from someone like a Sony or a Microsoft to really pay to have that exclusive, and I don't know if there's a benefit there.
What do you think it will take for the average person to recognize esports? Or do you think it's just going to be a generational
I
thing?
think I mean, my dad, who's in his mid-70s, is now seeing it on television, and he doesn't know what the hell he's looking at yet, pardon my language.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
But he's acknowledging that it's popping up more often, and it's not marketed to him, but he's definitely, the exposure is there. It's just time.
I definitely, I really appreciate where the gaming industry is really going, especially with today's generation, because esports is starting to get huge
It
nowadays.
is. It
To
is.
where back mid millennium, I started like 2000s and such. I was like, oh, what's esports? What's this?
Sure.
Little things like that. And I was like, oh, whatever. But now, current time, I'm starting to, like you said, it's starting to pop up a lot more, and a lot more people are starting to recognize it, which I appreciate because it also helps out the gaming industry, and more people are more interested in it
If
as
you
well.
really want to see where it's going to go, Korea and just Asia in general is years ahead of us. They're
yeah.
selling out 80,000 people stadiums. The guys walk in and they're wearing like NASCAR style jumpsuits with sponsors everywhere, making millions of dollars a year doing it.
They have to have bodyguards because they're
Yeah,
like
it's
other
the crazy fans.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
crazy
it's-
fans. They're crazy opponent fans.
So
Well,
that's
pretty
where it's
cool.
headed, and it
Wow.
will be like that here. I really do think that they will eventually rival NFL superstars, as far as followers on Twitter.
Do you think? Okay,
And
so
that's power. in
there's
today's
regular
economy.
sports and everyday stuff where people, huge fans around the whole world.
Absolutely.
Do you think the gaming industry might, like what you just said, kind of oversee that
I think that it's potential in time.
in time? Yeah,
I mean, you're talking 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
but
I
I,
get, like-
think in 5 to 10 years, you'll see esport athletes have equal followers to an NBA superstar.
But also,
I really,
And that
I,
is value in today's economy.
I really
as we
hope it
all
kind of
know.
goes that way. I mean,
It
because
is.
we're all
It's
gamers and
naturally
everything, and it's
But I mean-
sports is great, but it'd be great to actually.
but
see
also look
something
at
like
like
An
Evo
alternative.
2015. Evo 2015. Out of nowhere, Snoop Dogg showed up and he was like, "Whoever wins the next match, and that was the world championship, I call." Like Snoop Dogg just showed up and he was like, "I want to throw down." And everyone was like, "Snoop Dogg's in Vegas," and he's like, they were sold out of Vegas hotel. Evo sold out a Vegas hotel, and that's got to say something. And then like last year, it was Jamie Lee Curtis and her grandson and like 2 other celebrities were at again Evo, just having fun, and
It's becoming an event. It's not just about the game. It is an event. You'll know it's hit that pop culture kind of point
Exactly.
when it becomes an event to be seen at, kind of like South by Southwest.
I've-
People come here to be seen, to be shot in photos.
I really do think a lot of the nice thing about the gaming industry and such like that, it actually is bringing, from what I'm seeing around, is that it's actually bringing like families more closer together because they're starting to realize, oh, we have a lot in common with games versus like watching sports or different other activities. You
Not
can do.
just families, but a lot of different organizations.
Exactly.
One of the ones that I'm dealing with now, and we're just getting underway, is the Warrior Gaming League, which is for veterans and active duty
Yes.
military, and really helping them kind of utilizing games as a platform to get back on their feet and to get back into the community, because they can play online. They can be in contact with their buddy that they may have served with that doesn't live in the same state. Well, every night they can jump on their PlayStation or Xbox and play games and chat and have a good time. And it is. It's good for that. It does bring people together. There's no doubt about it.
I think I also like the fact that esports is producing a new also kind of person, which is the esports commentators.
Oh yeah, the casters.
The
no
casters, I love because some of the casters like
doubt. So
some
unpolished
of-
right now.
some of them are so
They're learning,
unpolished,
they're learning.
but some of the polished ones, it's like listening to a soccer match. It's like,
Yes.
oh my god, look at that! His TV's like,
Oh,
pull
yeah.
down and go over to the left. And
The
oh my
speed.
god, he's about to lose his entire aisle.
Yeah.
Here he goes, guys. We're getting to the last, and you're like, I can tell what's going on, and oh my god, how are you keeping track of this? You're insane.
Yeah, it's like a Micro Machine commercial from the
Right.
'80s
Oh,
where
yeah.
the guy just speaks so fast you can't understand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, man, I just really like where esports is going with it. The future of the industry, how it's starting to get really huge and big and everything else like that. And, I just have definitely going to say thank you so much for coming back onto the show.
My pleasure.
It's been amazing. I know you were on here last week and telling the viewers where we actually got a few questions because some people forgot. Where can they find you and such like that?
I'm on LinkedIn. That's probably the best place. Mike Madden, Madden, like the coach. But yeah, I don't really have a web presence personal. for
No
that,
worries,
but-
it's cool. And you guys can always message us. Our website will probably be up pretty shortly here, and we'll get that info out to you guys. So,
Yeah.
Michael, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Watch some
Appreciate it.
esport after our show. Watch some esports.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're gonna pop over to our.
Oh yeah, them. Yeah. After Fanboy TV's over.
Yes. So, everyone, we're gonna pop over to our top 10 things, and this one is going to be a treat for you. So,
Gotta
here we
catch
go.
it all.
Hey everyone! I'm still laughing about Geek Vs Geek. Like, that was horrible, dude.
I
We broke ourselves in that one.
There were zombies on the lawn.
I don't understand how hard did I just get into a segment without almost peeing each other, because that's how much we laugh. So, they announced this week that there's a new Pokemon game. Not new. They're repackaging Pokemon for the Switch.
Well, it's Pokken Tekken.
Pokken, whatever they want to
Pokken.
call it. Like-
It's done by the guys who did Tekken. And
But
it's-
here's the thing. We were expecting something different. But since we're getting Pokken with a couple extra Pokemon...
No. I would like to clarify. He was expecting something different. I was expecting Nintendo to do exactly what Nintendo just did.
Oh, here he comes, Mr. Know-It-All Gamer. Pocky, I know everything about Pokemon Nintendo. Anyways, so
I don't. I just expect Nintendo to
so we decided today the 10 Pokemon we want to see in the game. He went more serious. I went more jokey. This will be really
Because
interesting.
their list is already jokey.
All right, so like I said, this will be an interesting mix. So we're gonna kick it off with Pocky's doing.
Okay, see, this was my joke character, which was Snorlax. He's slow, he has high defense, and his only real attack is I stand up and I fall down.
Ah, yeah. I mean, easiest Pokemon ever. Like he'll be asleep in the middle of the battlefield. you
Right,
know?
yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's
All
not.
status elements have no effect on him because he's already there.
Exactly. It's just one of those.
He's
this
your
would be a stalemate.
low range combat, and yeah, you probably will nickel and dime him to death over long range.
Probably. But mine, number 9, is Grimer. Like, it's a blob. He's dirty. No one's going to want to touch him. Like, it's one of these.
Supposedly his skin is really acidic and even can melt
Like,
steel.
bring it on. Come punch me. I'll melt you. Like, easy wins right there. 100% easy wins.
Probably not. Just knowing those combo guys, have you seen some of those matches go off? It's kind of insane.
It's Grimer. He's basically a giant freaking blob. Not like your next one, which is, I believe, used to be a dinosaur.
It is a dinosaur. It's Tyrannosaurus.
Tyranitar.
Tyranitar.
Thank you, crew.
Tyranitar. It's not Godzilla.
It's not Godzilla. Like, I mean, you can't go too terribly wrong with that, right?
Right. He's a dark rock attack, dark earth. He's fine. It's cool.
See what I mean? He picked more of the serious
He's
Pokemon.
got tail. He's got a little tail.
I can't believe you just bumped me.
Bumped you. I'm fine.
Is that a Tyranitar attack right there?
Yes. I'm assuming it is.
All right.
But it's cool. He's also got a cool mega form, which would also be cool in the
Not as cool as the form of this next one, which is Kakuna. A cocoon on the battlefield that you can't really break through. Talk about another stalemate.
This would be hilarious because it reminds me of Rusty, like the web series. Just gonna throw rocks at it until it hatches.
Yeah, and then you're really screwed if you manage to hatch. Like it's got like a countdown power. You don't know what's gonna come out of it, or if it's gonna. It's like gambling. Are you gonna win this match, or are you just gonna sit there and let him step on you?
What if it's
like
a Ditto?
Just...
What if it turns into a Ditto? Then you're really just confused. That'd be
Not as
hilarious.
confusing with this next one.
Alakazam, the final form.
Woo.
Psychic powers. He can supposedly.
He can
pick
throw
up-
spoons.
He can bend spoons. He can bend you, and that would be fine.
That would be his whole power. He goes like this is
He would be-
this is one of his OP characters. I don't think anybody
He'd be,
could
he'd be
probably
a
take
distant.
on.
He'd be a distant juggling character who could throw you around a little bit.
You
That'd
might
be
as well
cool.
put Mr. Jinx out there. I mean,
That would be kind of cool.
Oh, that should have been on
Mr.
our list.
Wait, we should have. Why didn't you put it on the list?
I don't know, because I was putting Diglett on this list. It's funny you bring it up, because this would be one of those ones that gets underfoot and kind of attacks your feet so you fall over, maybe on Snorlax, and then you lose, because they just keep poking you in inappropriate places, mind you.
That would be your ambition. Poke you in the butt. Poke you in the butt.
Diglett's coming up underneath you. What do you think is going to happen? What honestly
Wait,
do you
what
think
if
is
it
going to happen?
evolves? What if it evolves
Into a Dugtrio? It's just bigger ones, and that's not going to feel very good underneath your feet or in the battlefield, trust me.
Now, mine, I'm surprised it's never been in the games before.
I am actually surprised when you said this one.
Because I actually had to look it up. I was like, come on, this has to be in the game. Because this literally almost is designed for the game. It's Cubone. Cubone, I mean, yeah, its story is messed up that it's the skull of its mother and it uses a bone to... But come on, the thing
That's
literally...
like a typical Dark Fighter character storyline right
Right.
there. Written in. He might as well be in Street Fighter.
Right, and like his dialogue could be, I'll never forget you, mother.
No, it's
Like,
Cubone.
Translation, I'll never forget you.
Yeah, I
mother.
had little like
Yeah.
subtitles
But
on
I
the
mean,
bottom
like,
of the
this
screen.
character seems like he was literally designed for this franchise.
He was. Like, why is he not in there? We'll never know.
Probably because he's really dark.
But I'll tell you why this next one isn't in there. Magikarp. How can you not do a Pokemon game without a Magikarp just flopping around on the battlefield?
You know what?
Come on. That is the ultimate character for a fighting game. It's like Dan in Street Fighter. It's the biggest joke. But everybody loves it. And everyone will figure out how to play it. And you'll have Magikarp beating up on Onix. And it'll just be freaking amazing.
No. What it is it keeps getting beaten on. Right, it'll charge it, splash, charge, and then it's all 4 bars filled up maneuvers. It evolves and then takes out the bad guy. So you have to beat him up before the bar.
So it's
the
like
bar.
he's a time character. You gotta
Right.
survive long enough by flopping out of the way of attacks like a dead fish. Because that's pretty much what he does.
Okay. My last one is again a character who seems like he was literally designed for this game.
I ain't even gonna argue.
Scyther. He's basically a praying mantis with blades for hands.
How is this not in the game? I think his
Scyther!
version is, but I'm not really
I mean,
sure.
you put the ninja character in, you put the boxer, you put the kickboxer, but you did not literally put a guy who has blades for hands.
I know.
In a game.
Maybe because they thought it was too violent.
I don't know, but again, high DPS, a good stun lock character. This is obviously what it is. Speaking of stun lock, I can't believe this is your number one.
How are you not surprised? Jigglypuff is my number one. You want to talk about the biggest badass of a fighter character? You can put him to sleep. You're basically a marshmallow. You're like Kirby, basically. Come on, Jigglypuff is a character in this game.
Just play.
Because it's not Jigglypuff. Like the cute pink ball, taking on Scyther and just putting him to sleep, and then drawing on his face and kicking him. You know you've got a winner.
You know, that should be his finishing move. He draws on you and you just leave out of complete shame.
Yeah, you just like walk off the little
I'm done, no. I don't even want to show you what he drew on me. It's so disgusting.
And it would be fun if you could customize what you draw him, because, you know, just like we did with Jeffrey, we'll draw fun things on your face.
There would be so many, oh God, all the Nazi symbols. Knowing the internet community. Thanks, guys.
Okay, maybe that's not the best idea. I was thinking
what?
innocent, like, frat boy jokes, but you went all straight up hate crimes here.
Well, it's because it's the internet. That's all they know how to do.
So that's been our list of hit and miss Pokemon that we think should be in Pokken.
Tournament.
No, they call it Pokken
Pokken
Deluxe, whatever. You know, I'll begin it because I'm a dumbass that way. But anyways, I want better characters. He wants more awesome characters. I want the dumb ones.
I want the ones that I want to watch a straight up Evo tournament style game go off.
Oh, tell me you wouldn't love to see Pokemon Magikarp take on Jigglypuff or Diglett. That would be a matchup for the ages.
Bounce.
Try to get up underneath them. It's like playing that little game where you hit the moles.
You mean Whack-A-Mole?
Yeah, Whack-A-Mole. It'd be like playing Whack-A-Mole.
Except in reverse. The mole is trying to whack you instead.
So you're flopping. It's like playing Battleship, maybe.
I don't know. You know what? How about this?
It's time for our bonus level, and in honor of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, here's some fun clips so you can want to go buy the game. So that's been fun for the show. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So some of the fun moments I have playing Plants vs. Zombies, and now they're all like, "Oh, is that the pea shooter? Is that the pea shooter?" Like, we're on drugs up here with this game. I've been preaching it for years.
Addicting. I just started playing like a week ago.
Yeah.
I
I'm
cannot.
on the PC, so
I love it. I love it. I'm cold.
Yeah, so we've had an amazing time talking about esports again and where they're going. Dude, you're really tall. Like, I was sitting there watching, like, it almost looked like they were looking up at you and Pocky, because Pocky was like, "Hey!
Hey!
Hi, how are you?" It was lots of fun. So, we've had a great time. Next week, we're going to continue Video Game Month because it's E3. We're doing a special E3 show next week. I'm tackling Xbox. He's tackling Nintendo. Chris is tackling PC. And
I'm
Harley is
tackling
tackling PlayStation.
And I'm technically also all the other individual companies.
No, because they'll be part of every...
No. Some of them, like Bethesda, will be hooked up to Sony, but some of them also have their own.
Oh.
But by the way, this is Jeffrey's first E3 he's going to watch.
Yeah, and
Yes.
we give the easiest possible one. Watch
The
Nintendo
30-minute
for 30
panel.
minutes.
I'm like, okay.
They're not going to announce anything. You can come in going, there's some games coming for the Switch, like ARMS, I think, and that's pretty much what he's going to report on.
We'll see how it goes. It'll be my first time like actually watching it, and
Yeah, because before this week, Jeffrey just played MMOs like Star Trek Online and
seriously,
DC
that's
Universe.
all. Like
That's all he knew.
Morrowind Online.
I had to teach him how to
or
join
Elder
parties.
Scrolls. I
He has a
mean,
lifetime of catching up.
Groups.
I just play MMOs most of the time.
And this has been his
So many
first
good
non-MMO, and
so
he's like a
he had,
junkie.
he had to invite me into a game. I'm like, wait, where's the Xbox button?
It
What are you
pops up.
talking-
It says, hit the
by
button
the
to
time,
join.
no, because
Shows
by
the
the time
picture
I
of
am
the
done
button.
reading
It
it,
does.
by the time I'm
shows
too
a
focused
picture.
trying to kill things with a pea shooter.
No, you
and by the
just
time
go,
it pops
"Whoop."
up,
Oh,
it's
and look,
gone.
you're done.
And I'm like, what's going on?
It's
He's
in your
like,
mess-
hit
I
the
teach you
button.
about messages. I teach you about all that stuff. Like, it's like dealing
Like,
with
you
a brand
can
new
message
Xbox
people?
baby.
Yeah,
Like-
I.
And
All I've done is MMOs for my whole
real
entire
fast,
Xbox.
what was your handle again?
Slayton. You can find me on Xbox as Slayton.
Jeffrey?
Jinxer Major. Xbox.
I don't remember mine.
You're wearing an Xbox shirt, and you're such a gamer, but you don't remember your gamer
Because
tag?
now they play PC and Xbox cross-platform. I'm always on the PC.
So my
I'll tell you what, when
And
you
then
our web,
log in.
oh my god,
yeah.
when our website is up, we'll have I'll have my little
Yeah,
gamer tag on there. Come and play with me. Let's
I'll
do
send it to
this.
you guys.
Plants vs Zombies. I'm gonna kick your butt.
And when I get my stream back up and running, yeah, you can watch me at
Good luck.
Pecky.
Did you say Pecky?
Pecky.
Pocky?
I heard
Pocky.
Pecky.
Pocky underscore FPTV.
We had bad.
It's like the alter ego, the cop from Legos, where his
Yeah,
head turns.
his head
and it's a
turns.
different
Ah,
character.
The other side has no beard. It's all, I'm Pecky.
You don't want to know what's underneath this beard or the lack of it.
It's Pecky, just like Voldemort
I've
in the
seen
first Harry
hands
Potter
and
movie. It's all like a
eyes
little
poke
face
out
right
of
here
there.
going,
I like it.
Pecky.
Harry, join me.
Anyway, we're done with this show.
No, we're not. We're still going.
Next up is Behind the Costume, which they're talking about family cosplay. And then Eddie Rotten's bringing in a bunch of witches, so this should be lots of fun. I have
Wicked.
no idea.
Wicked Americans.
To Wicked. He's
I
bringing in
broke
magical users. And yes, the website will be open this week. I invite you to come to Fanboy TV, go through everything. It's going to be amazing. It flows very nicely. All the live pages are there. We've had some issues with our streaming. I don't really know what it is. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. But there's always backups. But it's amazing. And you may see pictures of the crew who look like poo emojis because they haven't sent me pictures yet. So that's a shout out to all the crew. If I don't have a picture for you, you're a poo emoji.
Emojis.
Yes.
Penalty.
Now they're going to start pulling pictures just so they're poo emojis. I guarantee you that's what's going to happen.
So, yep. and-
So next week, E3 up next on Fanboy TV Block Party. I'm pointing over there because the studio's right behind us. Behind the Costume Family Cosplay. Then we'll be back in here at 10 for Zombie Life TV Live. Thank you again for being on these past 2
My
weeks.
pleasure.
Mike.
My pleasure.
You're amazing, and you're starting something new. Can you talk about it yet?
That's the Warrior Gaming League. You can go to warriorgamingleague.com.
Is it
And
All
actually-
about it.
And our good friend Steve Giddings is part of that.
He
Yes,
is.
he
He's,
is.
he's the head of that, actually.
If he could pick up the phone.
Well, he's up
I'm
there.
all looking at it
Very
through the
busy
camera.
man.
Giddings, we're looking at you, buddy.
Stay
You
focused.
can message Phil, but you can't message me. I'm shouting you out there. You're the most on live TV. No.
Oh, it has been thrown down.
You know what? You know what? I think I'm going to visit Gavin's house for a little while till after Steve deals with him.
So we'll see you guys next week. We're out today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday. Same time, same place, maybe less sugar.
No, that's not happening.
That's
We'll,
not going to
we'll
happen.
find out.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks again.
Bye,
Yo, yo.
everybody.
Good night.
Yeah.